Live from the Acres Broadcast Center inside East Stadium, this is the Husker Athletic Director Show with Trev Alberts. Sports Nightly is presented by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who reminds you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Serve to Kenzie, another great pass. Ani Evans chooses back row. Kenzie knuckles, kaboom! She did it all on that one. It's 23-15.
Ball at the Wildcat 32. Snap back, Casey picks it off with the knees. Step throws, takes a shot down the field looking for the end zone. The pass is caught, and that is a touchdown, Nebraska. Oh, what a grab on the far side.
Zioris Hurd with a good pass again. The set outside of Whitney Lonstein. Kaboom! She's in a hurry. At least all of her shots are. 20-8.
Vokalek the wing to the near side. Snap back. They give it off to Anthony Grant. Picks his way to the left. Inside the 10, inside the 40, 35, 30. Breaks a tackle. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Pepperdine volleyball. Bumped over to the left. Aaron swings. Stopped. Match point, Big Red. Keelan Hall. Kennedy on. 25-22. Nebraska wins it in 3.
Here is your host, Greg Sharpe, on the Huskers Radio Network.
And welcome to our monthly sit-down with the Vice Chancellor, Director of Athletics at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, Trev Alberts. Great to have you back in studio. And I don't know what we're going to talk about tonight because it really has been kind of boring couple weeks around here. It's never boring around Nebraska with your job. I don't envy you most times. But good to have you here with us tonight.
Well, thank you, Greg. It's good to be here.
It has been a really wild couple of weeks, and I know your first concern with particularly the football program is how are your student athletes doing? Can you update us on that?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to tip the hat to Coach Joseph and the rest of our staff. I think they've done just a fantastic job of keeping the team together, keeping the morale high. You know, Coach Joseph has made some changes, and he's asked more of the players, and I think practice has looked a little bit different. But, you know, I go down to the training table. I see you there as well, and I go down there on purpose to just look and watch the body language, see the players, and you know, I sense a positivity, and I see them working really hard and fighting, and people recognize, you know, we're playing Indiana. It's homecoming. It's a great opportunity. Night game's going to be a special atmosphere here at Memorial Stadium. So, you know, it's been a tough couple of weeks. I mean, there's no denying that. Anytime you have a transition and change and people are concerned and players are wondering, but it also gives opportunity for players that perhaps had fallen out of the previous vision and gives them a new opportunity. So you're going to see some new faces. I think the 2 weeks were really good for the team and good for Coach Joseph to spend some time working on fundamentals and some additional evaluation. So, you know, all things considered, really, really proud of those young men and going through this adversity and handling and attacking the way they have. And I think a lot of that's due, you know, to the coaching staff and their leadership and helping them along.
Long ways to go. 8 games still left in this season, so 2/3 of this season is still yet to be played, and 4 home games, 4 opportunities for the fans to come out and support the program.
You know, there's one thing I would ask, and our fans have done that, and we'll talk about we can just talk about the Indiana game's going to be sold out, you know, and really, really proud of that, and grateful and thankful to our fans. We said it's going to be a week-by-week basis, make a lot of progress on the rest of the home games, but Husker Nation, again, continues to just respond. And so just so grateful for our fans and just would continue to ask them to support these young men. You know, there's just a small window of your life to be a student athlete, and the lion's share of them are not going to go on and play professionally. This will be the end of their football playing days. And so we really want to do everything we can to help them make it a special experience. And it always is here at the University of Nebraska, and especially inside Memorial Stadium. And so we're looking forward to support them in that way.
The result of the Oklahoma game is not what we wanted, but it was a great commercial for the university with Fox having their big pregame show here. And I think they were delighted with the turnout of the student body that came to support the show. I think Eric Crouch made a little cameo appearance on there, so did Larry the Cable Guy. It was a really good day outside of what the game ended up being later in the day.
Well, always grateful to those guys, you know, Eric and Larry for showing up and supporting us. But I'll tell you, I got the email from Fox and sent a broad email to all of our team just thanking our team. You know, one of the things that I'm most proud of is our staff here at the University of Nebraska. And, you know, Husker fans should take great comfort in knowing that there's a group of people here just working so hard. that love this place and are serving young people, but more importantly, representing our university and our state in such a positive manner. So when you get executive producers of places like Fox reaching out, thanking us for all the logistical support, all the help to help them put on a great show. Obviously, what happened on the field was not what we wanted to have happen, but everything surrounding that was really terrific, and that's a real tribute to our employees and those that care deeply about Nebraska football and athletics.
So you've announced that the game Saturday is sold out.
Yeah.
That is a streak that means an awful lot to a lot of people, and I think again it's a tribute to the fan base that they want to keep this thing going.
It's humbling. We've talked about this before, but we've tried to be transparent in the realities of the things that we face, and one of those is the sellout streak. At the end of the day, just being honest about where we are. And what's fascinating is, we were very public about how many seats we had to sell, and Holly Adam over in the ticket office said, just amazing. I mean, people calling, how many? I'll buy this many. And so this is a very important quote tradition to our fan base and to many of our fans, and so they just continue to deliver. And frankly, we need to do our part and deliver where we can deliver. But again, just grateful in the short term that our supporters and fans care enough about these young men and our coaching staff to continue supporting them.
Dorothy Lynch, homestyle, light and lean dressing, endless flavorabilities. If you want to be a part of the program tonight with a call or a text, 402-413-2400. Art in Los Angeles for you, Trev. What's the time frame to announce a new coach? You knew this was probably coming. There's so many rumors and confusion out there. Do you have a short list of names? Where does it stand? And you did announce last week that you have hired a firm to help you kind of find your way through, shift your way through all the names.
Yeah, so we hired CSA, kind of one of the nation's leaders in this space, and helps to provide some of the logistical challenges we go forward. And I do think that this search will be a little bit different for Husker fans. I mean, this is when you add the transfer portal and you add the early signing dates and some of those windows, some of the timelines have changed. The calendar's changed a little bit in these types of things. We learned that last year as you watched USC go through their coaching search. So I think this will be different. Obviously, when we made the change, was a lot different than historically has been done here in the past. And so in one respect, it gives us an opportunity to have a nice runway to be able to do an exhaustive search, really dive into some of the metrics and details. Obviously, continue supporting Coach Joseph, who's working really hard with this staff to do as well as they possibly can. So, I don't want to back ourselves into a corner in any sort of timeline. For a reason at the press conference, requested that our fans be very careful about all the rumors and innuendo. That's out there, and so we've been through several rumors so far. I can only tell you that we're going to take our time. We're going to do our due diligence. Nothing's imminent, and we'll eventually get to the right conclusion.
And support Coach Joseph and the current team.
That's
as we
absolutely
mentioned,
right.
These 8 games to go.
That's a significant priority of mine.
All right, 402-413-2400, the number to dial us up with a comment or question. Some phone lines are ringing now. There's a Board of Regents vote on a couple of things on Friday. One of them is to allow you to kind of do some advance work on this stadium. 100-year anniversary next year. It's going to be a big year for this. You kind of want to get a plan before the plan, right?
Yeah, so it's one of the challenges as you think about the traditional process that the university goes through. You go to the Board of Regents and you ask them for approval, and we really, this project's going to be very complicated. I think President Carter had the line of maybe the month or two when he said we're literally going to be trying to fly the jet and fix it at the same time.
Yeah.
And so that's part of our challenge. So we're just grateful to the board, grateful to the university for those, in Chancellor Green's office to support us and allow us to really dive in again to those details. We have one chance to get this right. This place is 100 years old. It is the mecca of college football. It's something we're so proud of. But I really feel this burden of, while we're in this leadership position, to be a good steward of what the future looks like. We're benefiting today, you and I and others, by what past visions have been for this place. But as we think about technology and how the fan base has evolved, how do they consume a live sporting event, and how does technology interface with that? What does the fan amenity look like? What's the right size, and how do we create and ensure that the experience at Memorial Stadium is one of the best in all of college football? This gives us an opportunity to do that work quietly. And I want to say again, I'm so grateful again to our fans. Those 22,000 people that responded to that survey, Greg, the survey is driving all of what we're going to do. And that survey was the first thing. Then the next thing was working with an executive committee that we worked with for about 7 months to really dive into, we know every single thing about every single seat inside Memorial Stadium in terms of where the revenue is located. And now we got to take a look at actual cost estimates. What can we do? What should we do? How do we integrate it? What sort of fundraising can we get done? And ultimately, we'll come back with a plan, present it to the university, and the university will have an opportunity to decide whether or not that makes sense for our future.
Very good. All right, let's head to the phone. Let's go first to Minnesota. Tim, you're up next with Trev Alberts.
Good evening, Greg and Trev. Okay,
Hi, Tim.
Let me be expedient here. Just kind of getting some closure on the previous. Bear with me, and I'll be fast. I've been able to, after wrestling with it, I think I came with some perspective on some things. Just wanted to run it by you and the two of you. First of all, it seemed like things should have worked with Coach Frost, and question of why it didn't. I was wrestling, and sometimes it just comes down to, for whatever reason, it just didn't seem. Apparently, it just was not meant to be for something we'll probably never understand. That's number one. And the other thing, though, is I think Frost succeeded in one thing, and that is improving the culture. Now, I suppose it's being tested pretty strongly right now, especially after the Oklahoma game. But if you look as the effort the guys give, especially last year, but even still this year, and just the want-to and the passion now that just permeates the program, as maybe opposed to some guys at first few years where maybe weren't completely invested in the program, and
right.
Those guys are gone.
All right, Tim, appreciate it.
Yeah, Tim, thank you for your call, and I think you make some really good points. I think a lot of the things that Scott did were really good and very helpful, and that's why I thanked Coach Frost. I don't want to do too much looking in a rearview mirror. We've moved on, but certainly lots of elements that Scott and his staff worked on we're benefiting from today, and I think he's right. Last year, the effort that was out on the field. This year, the team has stayed together. I think there is some good leadership on that team, and they're going to continue fighting. And so I share the similar thoughts with you, Tim.
Just need to keep supporting the team. Let's go to Lyons, Nebraska. Adam, you're up next with Trev.
Hey, good evening, Trev. Glad to talk to you tonight, but I just had one quick question. How's Mickey holding up? How's he handling it? Is he okay? I know he said today he doesn't really like to be the limelight, but you can see in the pregame in Oklahoma, man, that was more energy I've seen out of a coach in a very long time. And I'm rooting for him. I'm behind him 100%. And I think he's a man that can do a good job for us.
Well, thank you, Adam. Really appreciate the call, and it's a great point and a great question. I think Mickey's holding up really well, and he came down the training table, and we spent some time together, and Mickey's got a lot of energy, and he's got a lot of passion for this place. And just like we used to say with Scott, and I still believe that. I mean, Mickey equally cares deeply about this place, and he's going to do everything he possibly can. And Mickey will do what's in the best long-term interest of the University of Nebraska. As Mickey said at the press conference, this isn't about Mickey Joseph. I feel like he is working as hard as he can to be a good steward of the role right now, and I think he's doing a fabulous job.
Let's head down to Kansas. And Sam, good evening. Sam, you're up with Trev.
Well, hello. It's good to talk to you guys.
Hey, Sam.
The last time I was at a game, Mr. Alberts, you were playing. It was the Oklahoma-Nebraska game, and you hurt your elbow. And so I got to see a lot of great football, and I got to see a lot of great fans. I'm born and raised in Nebraska, so my son was born in Nebraska. I took him up to the Oklahoma game a couple weeks ago for his birthday. I was disappointed in what I seen from the fans, especially the student section. Now, the rest of the fans, they did a good job with, greeting the Oklahoma fans, being nice to them, being Nebraska fans.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the student section, chanting, cuss word OU, cuss word OU. And then a young man come walking by up the steps and gives the finger to an old woman who's sitting next to me. She's an OU fan. Great people. I had a great conversation the whole time with them. But she's like, I have never seen anything like that in my entire life, and I have been to a lot of stadiums. So the student section needs to clean their act up.
Sam, thank you, and I'm sorry that you had that experience. I think the lion's share of our fans, as you pointed out, are truly remarkable. And the students, we love their passion, we love their energy, and from time to time, this isn't just unique to Nebraska. It's nationally managing and ensuring sportsmanship is a real challenge. But it's good feedback, and I hadn't heard that, and I certainly will be communicating with our team to ensure as best we possibly can that all of our fans are respectful of the opposing team and the opposing team fans.
Alumni Hall is your ultimate Husker shopping experience. They have the largest and best selection of apparel, vault gear, and tailgate accessories. Shop their 2 Lincoln locations or alumnihall.com. Alumni Hall, where Huskers shop. 402-413-2400. Got some texts coming in. I'll get to those with Trev coming up. Also, a big announcement for the future of Husker athletics on the other side.
Experience the difference at Woodhouse Buick GMC. From the GMC Acadia to the Buick Encore, we're sure to have a vehicle that fits your lifestyle. Our climate-controlled showroom guarantees a comfortable shopping experience every time you visit. Plus, our commitment to our customers continues well beyond the date of purchase. You will leave our lot feeling comfortable and confident in your new vehicle. Start your car buying journey today, in-store or online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
There's a call on the field for a quality seed specific to where you farm. Make the right call with Prairie Valley. With local research in 8 regions throughout Nebraska, Prairie Valley performs with their locally specific hybrids and varieties while achieving the highest quality and yield. No matter where you farm in Nebraska, Prairie Valley has the seed for where you are. Find a local dealer and learn more about the seed for where you are at prairievalleyseeds.com.
Successful farmers must make good decisions every day. In pivot irrigation, the choice is simple. T&L exclusive hydraulically powered pivot irrigation systems are like no other. You get tough, reliable, and cost-effective irrigation. Let T&L's 60 years of irrigation experience work for you. Call your local T&L dealer or T&L Irrigation Company today. T&L, like no other.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Students in Nebraska's Rake School of Computer Science and Management created software that is saving a Nebraska e-commerce company 34,000 hours of work per year. Created by a group of 5 Rake School students for their Design Studio Capstone project, this software is one of 300 real-world software solutions created by Rake School students.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraskachiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Bank of the West is offering the first checking account designed for climate action. It gives back 1% of the account's net revenue to the planet at no cost to you. Shows you the estimated carbon impact of debit card purchases. And there's no minimum balance required. Learn more at bankofthewest.com/1%. Additional conditions apply. Member FDIC.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you incorporate value-added grains into your operation, you add more dollars and more value to every acre. When you add the MyCVA app, you see just how much more value with every digital scale ticket. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Farmers Mutual of Nebraska is proud to support Husker athletics. Having a confident teammate beside you makes all the difference when it comes to protecting what matters most. With a proven track record of dependable coverage, unmatched financial strength, and a prompt claim service team right here in Nebraska, that's insurance kept local. Visit fmne.com to contact an agent for a quote today. Farmers Mutual of Nebraska, always alongside you.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Okay, I teased it going into the break. That was kind of broadcasting trick there, Trev. You know all about that. You do have an announcement to make tonight. Let's let them have it. This is pretty cool.
Well, it is, and kind of excited about it, frankly. And again, want to tip the hat to Lana Hendricks over in our branding department. You know, we've been sort of going through our entire brand book and looking at how do we do a better job of managing how we present our brand in a lot of areas. And so one of the things we made a decision to do is we're actually going to be bringing back a slightly modernized and updated version of the original Herbie. So
all right.
2023, I think, is the 50th year of the original Herbie, and so we have it done. It's completed. But we want to give time to retailers and others to be able to get things ready. But we will have the new mascot ready for the 23 season. And part of this is, as we talked earlier about our roots and corn huskers and being a part of agriculture. And so I think the original Herbie, complete with corn and overalls, will be a part of what we look like going forward. So part of the slight change, quite frankly, is the original one was hand-drawn. And so when you try to put that on apparel, it makes it more difficult. So Torch Creative's been a great partner of ours and has worked with us very closely to create the slightly updated and modernized version of the original Herbie. So really looking forward to that, and I think that'll be a nice touch for our fans as well.
Any guesstimate of when apparel might have it? Summertime, next summer, next fall?
Oh no, it'll
earlier than that?
Yeah, I think it'll be earlier than that.
Okay.
I mean, I think early next year is our hope. And so we can get some of that apparel going, but need to need to work with our retailers and all the licensing to make sure that's all done. We didn't want to announce it and release it without having that opportunity. As soon as we release it, we want it to be available to our fans, either through online or their local favorite store.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing it. I can't wait. All right, let's head to the phones. Time to tell you to buckle up. Put that phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. Let's stay in Lincoln. Ed, you're up next with Trev.
Hi, Trev. I remember, I'm almost 80. When we didn't have Herbie, we just had that old corn cob down there on the sideline.
Well, we're not going all the way that far back yet, but...
I just had a suggestion.
Okay.
Both my grandkids, girl and boy, they couldn't get tickets this year. If you want to continue the tradition from Nebraska, you're going to have to sort of maybe let some of the old parts, sort of stand back, because you need to have a younger generation, and there's not a lot of younger people out there that are yelling big red, and I think you need in the university is to support getting more younger people into the games and make the tickets more available to them.
You know what, Ed? You are 100% right. And that's exactly what this process that we're doing on the stadium has entailed. Is we've taken a hard look at all of our fan base. We've looked at, part of the challenge when you're the athletic director of a place like Nebraska is, and you got 85, 90,000 people coming, you have different generations of fans that expect a different experience. And so having a cookie cutter that says we're only going to meet this generation of fans is really the wrong move. Our job is to meet all of our fans wherever they are. And part of that is I think we need to do a better job of meeting our younger fan base and making sure that we're growing that next generation of Husker fans that have the same passion that Ed's had for so many years. That experience looks different for that generation. And I think we have to do that. We have to look at equity. We have to look at access to make sure this is a place that everybody who wants to come and experience Husker athletics and Husker football has access to. That's part of the plan, and ultimately that's what the board, hopefully on the 30th, is going to allow us to do, is to plan the plan and really dive into those details so that we can answer some of those very poignant questions that Ed just raised.
John in Omaha says, Trev, are you looking for a place that we can regain the volleyball attendance record?
Well,
Wisconsin took it away.
They did, and I was at Big Ten meetings in Chicago a couple days ago, and my colleague Chris McIntosh, who's the AD at Wisconsin, I expressed my deep displeasure, but I also told him, it's on now. And so I have no doubt in my mind that Husker Nation, if asked, will ensure that we retake that record. So John's a little competitive too. I don't know if you knew that. John Cook,
that.
And so he's very sensitive that too. We got to find a way. And I don't know what it looks like, but we'll figure it out, because that record belongs in Lincoln, Nebraska.
I totally agree. Crypto King in our YouTube stream says he loved the gesture of the belt buckle for John's 800th win.
John was moved by that, and I take no credit for it. I give our marketing department, Brandon Meyer, a lot of credit. John didn't want anything, and Brandon came to me and said, John doesn't want anything, but I got this idea. I think it'd be really cool. And I said, we're going to do it. And so while we didn't have the customized belt buckle done for him, when I explained it to him, I said, John, it's going to be customized. And you're going to love. And I think he really appreciated the fact that the marketing department put some real thought into it, and it's going to be really meaningful to him and have some personal connection beyond the 800 wins.
Folks, go visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November 4th. Get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Wisconsin football game. It'll be here in Lincoln November the 19th. That will include a pregame tailgate party. See participating AGCO locations across Nebraska, and you could be a winner this season. Let's stay in Lincoln for our next caller. Ben, you're up next with Trev. Good evening.
Hey, Trev.
Hi, Ben.
I've only lived in Lincoln for, I've lived in Nebraska for about almost 16 years now. And the caller that had a previous comment about the poor reception that Oklahoma fans had, I honestly think that's a product of poor leadership of the athletic department. And I am super impressed by you. I think you've done a great job. I think you did a great job handling Frost. I don't think I couldn't have seen it handled any better. And you know, I'm not a diehard Nebraska fan, but I feel good about the direction that you're taking the program and the university's athletic department. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. So you may not hear a lot of good comments these days, and I thought I'd at least give you one.
Well, Ben, I really appreciate that. It is very meaningful to me, and I can promise you we're not going to be perfect around here, but I can tell you that we're gonna work really hard to do everything we possibly can to do things the right way. And from time to time, we're going to stumble and we're going to make mistakes, and we're going to acknowledge the mistake and we're going to fix it. So, I know you haven't been here long. But it won't be long, Ben. You'll get sucked into the Big Red machine, and you're going to be a diehard just like Ed before long. But thank you for your call.
Let's go to Oklahoma. Oklahoma Husker, you're up next with Trev.
Good evening, Trev and Greg.
Good evening.
So I also wanted to respond to the phone call from Sam about the reception of the OU fans from Nebraska fans. Well, I guess he mainly talked about the student section. You know, I made the drive up from Oklahoma, and I brought an OU along with me. And more people spoke to him and welcomed him to Lincoln than me. And that's the experience we've had in the past. I've also had other OU fans that made the trip that told me that by far that was the best college football experience atmosphere they had ever had. And can't wait to come back. So I just want to say, go Big Red. The tradition of being the best fans resonates here in Oklahoma.
Wow. That is so kind of you, Oklahoma Husker. And I'll tell you, I think it's just part of our culture. It's just part of who our fans are and the way they conduct themselves. And, you know, we're going to work really hard administratively to try to continue fostering that. But at the end of the day, I think it's just reflective of Nebraskans and how they conduct their lives. And that's why it's really fun to get to lead a department at a place like this.
That call came in on our Sports Nightly hotline, brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you are looking for with Woodhouse. A text coming in from Ben in St. Joe, Missouri. Can the stadium get some more seats instead of all benches? Is that a thought process?
Absolutely, Ben. That's, you know, we're doing that, and I can say what we're going to do, and this is prior to this whole process of what we're going to working on. So we've got some, you know, maintenance issues that we just have to get done that can't wait. So the east balcony after this season, we're going to have to remove those planks. It has to be waterproofed. We've got to make sure it's the maintenance is there. And so we've just decided to put chair backs into that section. So we're going to lose about 617 seats. So moving that into chair backs in the east balcony will be the start of that. But I think you're going to see, you know, a lot more of that as we move forward, as we've got to find a way to make it more comfortable for our fans. Ingress, egress, all those types of things. I mean, we're talking more broadly with the city as well. How do we make leaving your house wherever you are, whether you're in Lincoln or Scottsbluff or Omaha, and the minute you leave your house to when you get into your seat, how do we do a better job of making that more intuitive and more easy and you know, make it less difficult to support the Huskers? And there's a challenge. Anytime you put 85,000 people together, there's going to be logistical challenges. But I think we can be better. And I think that we have the staff and with the community support to help us dive into those details to ensure that it's as best as we possibly can.
Ben, appreciate the text. Doug in Norfolk with a text for you. When will the new outdoor track be ready and completed? And are there any plans on the horizon to update the baseball facilities?
Yeah, we got a couple things to report there. That, you know, the outdoor track is finished. The phase one is. The secondary phase, which is the grandstand and the press and all of that, you know, as you know, we've had some challenges with inflationary cost. Yep. And so the board had approved a certain number. And what ultimately happened is on that second phase, when we went out to bid, those bids came back and we just kept value engineering the project down to the point where I wasn't comfortable that phase two was representative of the quality and excellence that all of our facilities manifested. So I said, let's stop, let's pause, and let's go out and find some donor money that can help us to augment what's been approved by the board to ensure that anything we do, with our facilities here is going to be done at the highest level. This is the University of Nebraska. We're not going to take shortcuts, and so we're not going to put a phase 2 next to the track that's not representative. Phase 1's finished, the lights are up, it's a beautiful facility, but we need to get phase 2 done. Couple things on baseball and softball. Excited, baseball's going to get a new playing surface. So all of that grass has been torn out now. I think it had been about 11 years. It was time. There's been, there's a lot of play that happens there, and so Coach Bolt's excited about that, and some small other, maintenance issues. Softball's getting some upgrades as well. Rhonda's putting in a new turf in the outfield, and so there'll be some great branding opportunities there. And then we're going to actually have a padded wall. I was surprised when I first got here we didn't have a padded outfield wall, so that'll be done with some new branding opportunities there. So a lot of capital projects, operating and maintenance, those types of things that are moving forward as well.
You're excited about the future track too, aren't you?
I really am. I think Justin's doing a great job while he's the interim right now. He's just really dove in. Cross country's done a great job as well. So I think there's a lot of opportunity. Trying to follow somebody like Gary Pepin, the legend that he is no small task. But Justin's really, dove in and has embraced it. The students seem to really appreciate his leadership, and I think our best days are ahead in terms of track and field.
Very good. Hey, if the Huskers return the first or second half opening kickoff for a touchdown, you could be a winner of a $54,000 credit on a new vehicle from Woodhouse Auto Family. A contestant will be chosen weekly. Go to huskers.com/Woodhouse for official rules and get yourself entered. 402-413-2400. We'll have more with Trev coming up.
Do you want your date to wait for your interlock device to let you drive? Your kids to ask why you have an ankle bracelet? Or your boss to see your criminal history? Do you want to miss important life events because of house arrest? Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
It's time again for some Nebraska farm facts. For Nebraska soybean farmers, sustainability is a way of life. 97% of farms are family-owned, and 95% are participating in conservation programs and using sustainable practices. And they have significant sustainability goals by 2025. 10% more energy efficiency, 10% less land, and 25% less soil erosion. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
A DUI is everything you didn't prepare for. You did not save for it. You did not train for it. You did not go to school for it. You did not raise your family or buy a house or get a job for it. It is not your life goal or a dream come true. You have planned for everything in your life. You did not plan for a DUI. Get a ride. A DUI costs more than you think.
Brought to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns for teachers.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
I'm so glad we called SOS. Our AC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Crawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
Beardmore Subaru celebrates Nebraska volleyball again this season. 5 national championships, 47 All-Americans, and a home sellout streak dating back to 2001. The longest streak for any women's sport in NCAA history. Beardmore Subaru has been a proud supporter of Husker volleyball for more than 10 years. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the new Subaru Outback Wilderness, loaded with off-road ready upgrades, and the new Solterra, Subaru's first ever all-electric and all-wheel drive vehicle. Go Big Red.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red. Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, which is sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Still some time for you to jump on board with us at 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. Let's go back to the phones. Up to Ashland. Leonard, you're up next with Trev.
Hey, Trev, thanks for the good job you're doing in the athletic department. A couple questions for you here.
Sure.
Have you had any contact with any coaches referring to the opening at Nebraska? And is the rumor true about Urban Meyer's been contacted for the job? I'll leave it at that if you want to comment. Thank you.
Thank you, Leonard. Yeah, listen, I mean, like as I mentioned earlier, there's going to be a lot of rumors, and it's going to be hard for our fans. This is going to take a period of time, but just out of respect for the process, I think it would be really unfortunate for me to respond occasionally to certain rumors or to talk about which coach has been contacted, which coach hasn't been contacted. If we have contacted certain folks, at the end of the day, we will be contacting a lot of people. As I mentioned earlier, we'll talk to a lot of folks, but I'd rather not dive into the details. And at the appropriate time, perhaps when we have a new coach hired, we'll be able to talk about some of the steps that led us to get there. But I think at this point, it'd probably be best if we not comment directly about those.
Patience, folks. Patience.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Gonna have to have some of that. Hey, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. A text for you. Trevor, are you aware of any other NCAA athletic department besides Nebraska that gives money back to the institution?
That's a great question. I do think there are a couple. I'm not sure who they are. All I can tell you is that the University of Nebraska is one of a very select few, and it's pretty remarkable. And again, it just points right back to our fan base. Every single blessing that we enjoy here is a direct result of a fan base that is passionate and cares deeply about the University of Nebraska, and we are eternally grateful.
Very good. Let's stay in Lincoln and chat with Dave next. Good evening, Dave.
Yes,
Yes,
me?
Sir. You're on, Dave.
Okay. The last two games I've seen, I have not seen the guys run out of the tunnel with the American flag and the Nebraska flag. Did we do away with that?
That's a great question, Dave. I certainly am not aware of any effort to do away with that. I'll have to check into that.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
My next question would be, how hard is it to recruit without having a head coach named?
Yeah, that's another really good question, and I think Mickey's sort of answered that well, and I really like Coach Joseph's perspective. Is number one, you're recruiting people to the University of Nebraska and what the experience at the University of Nebraska will be like to be a football player here. And I think that perspective is really important. And by the way, Mickey Joseph and this coaching staff, they're professionals, and they're working just as hard at recruiting today as they were when Scott Frost was the head coach. And so, that can be some of the tension points relative to coaching changes, but I'm really pleased and proud of, you've got more people that really care about this. I mean, Bill Bush and others that are deeply connected to the University of Nebraska. And so they've taken the approach of recruiting to the university rather than to an individual.
Dave, appreciate the phone call. Text for you: with basketball starting soon, can we get some more basketball apparel for sale at PBA? How about some authentic shorts? Andy.
Okay, Andy. Well,
right.
we'll get. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that,
Jot that
Greg.
down.
But the new style, Greg, is they're a little shorter and tighter than they used to be.
They've come back up to the 80s.
Yes,
again.
they have, and I'm really not comfortable wearing shorts anymore. And but I will say we'll see. Clearly, we'll do everything we can to get authentic Husker gear out to our fans. It's important. We love it when people rock our brand. It's really important to us, and so we'll do the best we can to get good quality gear out for all of our fans.
Practice started this week for the men and women.
Yeah, I'm excited. I really am. I feel terrible for Sam Ivey. I just want to, say, and this is the thing that I think the average fan doesn't understand. The amount of work and effort these young people put into the sport that they love. And Sam Ivey is probably one of the highest quality young women I've had the chance and privilege of meeting. And she is an extraordinarily hard worker. She's a great leader. She fought through amazing injuries, with her shoulder, comes back, and then has a season-ending knee injury. And but she's going to be critically important to Amy's program this year, her leadership. She won't be able to do it on the floor. But excited about women's basketball, excited about what Fred has, some of the changes. I think our fans are going to be pleased with what they see. I like the coaching changes there as well. So it's a great opportunity for both of those programs.
Absolutely. Hey, our Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned. You can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Back with some final thoughts from Trev coming up.
Want to get all the latest Husker news straight to your phone? Need to be the first of your friends to get the scoop on all things Huskers? Sign up for text alerts from Nebraska Athletics. Text Huskers to 83200 to get game time notifications and updates, breaking news, special ticket offers, and more straight to your phone. All the Husker news is just a quick text away. Just text Huskers to 83200. Standard text messaging rates apply and may vary by carrier.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
Growing up, my parents always encouraged me to do what's right, even if it wasn't easy. I'd always hear my mother's voice say, "Do the right thing." That stuck with me. Every day, just do the right thing. That's it. The rest takes care of itself.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe in doing the right thing for our customers and our communities.
See Agent Joe Methy in Kearney, Jackie Rowan in Lexington, or Megan Fales in Cozad today.
While some seed companies put a greater stake in stock prices and anonymous shareholders, Rob Seco knows that what's important to you hits closer to home. That's why you'll find we're focused on your needs. With a simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, a relationship that makes it easy to connect with anyone in the company, and the technology, traits, and genetics you need from any source. Put your stock in the company that puts you first. Rob Seco.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Greatness doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, focus, and dedication. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that because we put in the hard work and dedication for decades. And that commitment is paid off with award-winning customer service for your auto, home, and life insurance.
See Shelter Agent Jeb Brandt in Hastings, DJ Robertson in Aurora, or Callie Schilke in Imperial.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season. So let's do it right. Jerseys, hats, hoodies, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for your pregame parking lot party. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and football fans everywhere.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. A couple things I want to hit on with you in the last 2 minutes here. 8 new members of the Nebraska Athletics Hall of Fame are going to be inducted this weekend. The late Guy Chamberlain, the late Louise Pound, a pioneer in women's athletics 2 centuries ago. Bill Straub, a legendary bowling coach. Ali Viola, softball player. Shane Comine, great baseball pitcher for the Huskers in the early turn of the century. Christina Hoteling from volleyball. Patrick Kirksey, men's gym, and Angela Thacker, track and field. Big time names.
Big time group. You know, it's going to be a real honor to get to honor them. I think the committee did a great job of identifying folks that just were pioneers, made a huge difference for Nebraska athletics. It's going to be a lot of fun to honor them on Friday.
Bill Straub's a hoot.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's got great pants too.
He does. Love that guy. Also, we've talked up a lot of things about seats and all those. All of this is part of your big 5-year strategic plan that people can go see for themselves, right?
Yeah, I'm really proud of this. You know, I believe a good organization, you first have to define where we currently reside, and then we're going to set audacious goals, and then we're going to set some accountability on how we get to where we think we can go. So our staff came together. Everybody in the athletic department had an opportunity to participate, and a lot of people did. And so we have a finished product. And so if Husker fans or anybody's interested, we've posted the entire 5-year strategic plan on our website. You can just go to huskers.com, click on menu, then go inside athletics, and then you'll find our strategic plan right there. I think it's important to hold ourselves accountable, and I think Husker fans should know where we think we are and where we think we can go.
The Herbie announcement's breaking Twitter, by the way.
Well,
had a feeling it might. Let's go win a game Saturday. How about that?
We got to do it. It's time. It's homecoming. There's going to be a lot of fun. The stadium will be electric, sold out again. It's an opportunity for these young men, and looking forward to a great game on Saturday.
I just hope the belt buckle's coming through the door. John Cook Show next. Hope he brings it with him today. Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Trev Alberts with us, our monthly sit-down with Nebraska's athletic director. Our volleyball show is on the other side. The head coach of the Huskers, John Cook, and John Baylor in to orchestrate that hour. Enjoy that. That's coming up next.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sap Brothers. For over 50 years, Sap Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sapbros.net. Sap Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics. Families who travel to Nebraska's only Ronald McDonald House are facing extremely uncomfortable situations. Their child is sick in an unfamiliar city, unsure of how to handle it all. But when they walk in the Ronald McDonald House, they can find comfort in the little things. A quiet moment away from the bombardment of beeps and buzzes in a hospital room. The taste of a home-cooked meal. A calming voice saying it'll be okay. Help us provide the little things that make a big difference. Support a one-night stay for a family in need by visiting rmhcomaha.org/Huskers.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the Husker Volleyball Radio Show with head coach John Cook, presented by Bank of the West and your Midwest Ford dealers. Visit buyfordnow.com.
Kennedy Orr, the slide, Caitlin Ward, bang, 2-2.
How beautiful was that connection, JB?
The slide shot by Becca Alec, kaboom! Woo-hoo! Becca Alec. Pass White, right side, big hit, Hayden Kubik, kaboom! She's been impressive, Lauren. 13-9 red. This slide. There she is. Maggie Mendelson drills across court. Boy, Maggie Mendelson. Now the red right side. Kennedy. Oh, she's supposed to be a setter. Kaboom. 22-16. Whitney down the line. Kill. And then she taunts associate coach Jalen Reyes after that kill. That's not going to help her future playing time. You got to be nice to those coaches. 1-0 red. Pass the red, Maddie Kubik. Line drive set. Line drive laser kill. Lindsey Krause. Wow.
Here is your host, John Baylor, on the Huskers Radio Network.
Greetings, Nebraska. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Your humble host, John Baylor, soon to be joined by the star of the show, Nebraska's head volleyball coach, John Cook, in his 23rd season. His Huskers, your Huskers, now 10-1, still number 3 in the land, just behind Texas and Louisville, followed by San Diego. But after the top 4, a huge change, as the AVCA coaches poll now has Purdue number 5 by virtue of their win over Minnesota this weekend. Ohio State loses to Nebraska on Saturday night and goes up 1 in the polls to number 6. Minnesota drops to 7, Wisconsin 8. You might notice those 4 schools all in the Big Ten, with Nebraska number 3 and then Purdue 5, Ohio State 6, Minnesota 7, Wisconsin 8. 5 of the top 8 schools are in the Big Ten Conference. And Stanford at 9, they lost somehow in 3 to Oregon. And then number 10 is Pittsburgh, 11 Georgia Tech, and then 12 is Penn State. 6 of the top 12 are in the Big Ten. Michigan is getting votes. We'll see Michigan in 2 weeks. Friday night, Nebraska off to New Jersey to face Rutgers. And the Scarlet Knights have been busting piñatas ever since this weekend. They took down Michigan State 3-2. Not sure they even have attended school since that win. That was huge. Coach, your reaction to the shocker in Jersey?
There are no more surprises in college volleyball. I mean, you just look outside look in the Big Ten for all the crazy matches and crazy scores, and then look outside the Big Ten, some of the stuff going on. I mean, it's unreal. Kentucky goes to LSU and loses. It's for an example, but
Florida number 12 loses to South Carolina, unranked.
Yeah, and then it's right. It's college volleyball now. I've been saying, the parity is really it's deep. It's across the board, and it's hard to be great every night and win. And that's going to be the true test of teams that want to be great. Is you're going to have to win a lot of close matches and beat teams that you're probably on paper you think, oh yeah, we're going to beat them, but these teams are really good.
How do you explain the greater parity this year? Is part of it that we lost a lot of fifth-year studs, Stephanie Samity and the 3 great Wisconsin Badgers, like teams have dropped just a notch, and so others that were a step below are now kind of a half step below?
No, I think what I've been seeing and saying in recruiting, there's a lot more good players playing volleyball. There's a lot more athletes playing volleyball. So when we go recruiting in club tournaments, you used to just see there'd be a couple elite teams, a couple elite players. Now, there's 50 really good club teams that have talent on them. So I just think the base or the foundation across the country, and there's clubs everywhere now. I mean, there used to be, I think when Kayla, in Mississippi, there was no clubs. Well, there's clubs down there now. There's all the big cities have major clubs. And it's just the volleyball is getting really good, and the quality is really good. I mean, there's some great volleyball going on in high school and club level.
So you think there'll be more Pittsburghs, there'll be more Marquettes, some more teams that don't just rise, stay in the upper echelon?
No question. I mean, it's getting more and more competitive. And now with the portal, you can rebuild in a year. So you can get, Texas has 5 players from the transfer portal. It's not like they needed them, but you can rebuild and upgrade your roster really quickly.
Are coaches, do you think, eyeballing the opposing teams to see if there's anyone they might want to chat
No
with
question.
after the season?
No question.
Do you think so?
There's an underworld of recruiting going on with the portal, not only in volleyball but all sports.
Maybe the player's former club team coach, somebody gets a call during the week, during the season, just saying, hey, really impressed with the way she played against us this weekend. If she's interested in joining us next season, call us after the season?
Like I said, there's an underworld of recruiting going on.
Can coaches initiate after the season now? Can
No,
coaches initiate?
coaches cannot initiate at all.
So the player has to throw out.
They have to go in the portal, and then you, once they're in the
Okay.
portal, you can contact them. But what happens is you've got this, like I said, this underworld of club coaches and contacts, and it's no different in men's basketball and men's football. I mean, it's women's basketball. It's like who knows who, and somebody's not happy, so let's get him somewhere else. I mean, it's in a way it's ruining college sports. But so I look at it this way, that you can let it get to you. Which it does get to me a little bit when we have players leave. But we want to build a culture that they don't want to leave. And they really love it here. They love playing for Nebraska volleyball. And, they want to be here. And that's going to be the challenge for all coaches and programs. Can you build a culture where they're happy and want to be here and bleed Husker?
How easy is it logistically for a player to join the portal? Do they have to formally tell you and then get permission from the home university, and then it's just a technicality? Or?
They just call our compliance office and they're in the portal. That's it. They don't have to tell me.
And can the compliance office try to change their mind? Or no?
No, they won't. Their job's okay. You're in the portal.
Okay.
Just, here's you put your name in, and there you go. They give them a little sheet. Here's what happens in the portal. You can get contacted. You can visit these dates, whatever. I mean, just like 5 things on that sheet.
And the numbers of players in all these sports in the portal is remarkable. And then it's about half never find a home.
Right.
So do you think the numbers are going to shrink a little bit when people realize that this isn't necessarily in your favor to give up a guaranteed scholarship and join this portal, the land of the unknown?
Yeah. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see where it goes, but I just know how we're going to approach it, and we are approaching it as we want to build a team that, kind of like the Patriots or the Celtics or the Lakers. LeBron wants to go play for the Lakers. We want players that they want to come play for Nebraska because they get an 8,000 seat arena. Mm-hmm. They're idolized here. They get a lot of attention. It's a big deal, and it's fun to play here.
You got Salt Creek. You got Gateway Mall.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen the hiking out there?
Yeah.
Wilderness Park. Place is sweet.
Yeah.
So it's a full package. Platte River.
Right. And you got,
Love Library.
The Mill, Scooters, got great coffee places.
Of course. I can't believe I skipped over that. Yes.
Yeah. And you got Garth Brooks comes to the stadium. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
And he hangs out and starts talking about his Okie State days. Yeah. I mean, it's a good concert.
We need to get Dead and Company to come in. Maybe on their final tour next year, they'll come to Lincoln, Nebraska.
You've got to get your favorite band in here at some point.
Pearl Jam?
Yeah.
They've been here. They've been to PBA.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
And remember when they brought you up on stage and you greeted the whole crowd? That was awesome.
When was that?
But did you get a chance to go meet with them backstage?
That was in Toronto. Yeah,
I went to. You did see them
because we missed the concert here because you don't remember that story, but we were playing at it was a Thursday night, and we were playing at Michigan State on Friday.
Yes.
So a team took off on Thursday, and I booked a ticket to go Friday morning commercial. And then I got so stressed out, like if I leave the team, I'm not there. So I ended up getting on the charter and going, ate my ticket on Friday because I just couldn't take it.
I thought you were distracted that trip.
We won in 5. We won. That was one of the 15, 13s and the 5th we won.
That was like the
5th one in a row.
Yeah. Michigan State and Nebraska used to be a war.
Yeah.
Just start playing in the 5th. I mean, I don't know why you play the first 4 sets. It's always going 5. Yeah. And it's always like a deuce game.
Yeah.
But Michigan State's fallen off a little bit. But brighter days ahead.
We play them next Thursday in Breslin. So that's going to be an upgrade.
Yeah, but you know whose statue is right out front of Breslin?
Magic.
That was not supposed to be a tricky trivia question. 402-413-2400. If you want to chime in, the head coach is here. Let's just move right to the main course, the Ohio State match. Was that a thing of beauty, or was that kind of a grinding match?
Well, I was riding my bike today, and I pulled on because it's on YouTube now, the Nebraska Public Television did the broadcast, and I always like to listen to what Kathy and Larry have to say, and I mean, they had some great lines. Well, whoever makes the least amount of mistakes might win this. And there's another serve. Well, whoever serves it in the court might win that.
That's job one.
But Game 5 was a heck of a game. That was some big-time volleyball, big-time plays.
It was a cleaner set.
Yeah.
There were two service errors by them. Otherwise, it was a pretty clean set.
Yeah. I mean, it was some high-level volleyball. That was...
The dig by Lexi. You got to play that. You can't let the thing come on over. If it's close, you got to play it.
I know.
They let it drop. Kill.
I know. But that shot she dug, I mean, that was a rocket. There was some high-level volleyball, but, that was a stressful match. The two teams, I think they got us out of our comfort zone, and we got them out of their comfort zone, and that's why I think it was a little bit ugly at times and high air, but because when you can't, I mean, John, we blocked, not for points, we blocked 100 balls.
And how many actually counted as blocks? 15.
15.
Season high.
Yeah. But that's how many balls we touched with our block. I mean, there was times we blocked 5 in a row they were covering. I mean, it was unreal.
And they're elite attackers. Jalen needs a raise.
Yeah. It just shows you it was high. It was
exhausting.
Very defensive struggle. Yeah. And when hitters are struggling and can't get kills, setters get tight, they get tight, then you start seeing errors, and we just hung in there, 2 less errors in the 5th.
And there were a couple marathon rallies. I thought I saw a little fatigue, and from the Huskers, I almost never notice or detect fatigue. How about you? Did you think they were a little tired?
No, I thought we were
still fresh.
I just was happy we got it to Game 5 because I thought at Game 5, okay, we can win this match.
What happened in set 4? It seemed like a close set, and they had a lot of momentum, and they kind of petered out.
Yeah.
You won that set pretty handily at the end. But it seemed like they were making errors. They kind of let go a little bit.
Yeah, they kind of did, and that's the crowd and our defensive pressure. But we should have won Game 2. That was disappointing. I mean, we had the opportunity to win Game 2. We made a nice comeback, got ahead, and couldn't finish.
At 8 a.m. they call the fans the 12th man. Is it time to start calling the Devaney the 7th woman?
I love it. There's been some other nicknames that people have called our fans, not the 7th woman.
Awesome. There's one.
But something like, I can't remember a few years ago.
Now and then they're a little quiet. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just noticing during times when the team is struggling, the fans reflect it.
Kelly Hunter said that might have been the loudest she's ever heard Devaney on Saturday night.
Nice. Was it Coliseum-esque?
Close. Coliseum, though, has that make your ears ring, tinty sound because of the metal roof.
What was the match where Kim Barrett says that her teammates were yelling at her like as far away as a foot or 2 and couldn't hear each other?
Yeah.
That was, I think, the South Carolina match.
Yeah.
In 2000.
The Coliseum, your ears would hurt. You go home and your ears hurt. Devaney is loud, but it's got better acoustics, so it's not that tinging, that you get it gives you a headache and hurts your ears.
402-413-2400. We got a lineup here. Here's Karen in Lincoln. Karen, welcome. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show with the head coach, John Cook. Hi, Karen.
Hi, John. Hi, Coach. How you doing?
Doing great, thanks.
Good. Well, I guess my question was Becca Alex 8-minute violation or 8-second violation on the serving. That was the one I was trying to figure out. But I think if I remember right, in college volleyball, you have 8 seconds to serve the ball, and I was wondering if she was distracted or what had happened there.
Karen, I'll tell you what, hang on, we're going to get back to that. We're going to talk to Jeremy and Charlie, and we continue. This is your Nebraska Volleyball Show.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Today's play of the day comes from Nebraska. We pick it up with the local sports announcer at a Nebraska lottery retailer.
Dave enters the store. He makes a move to the checkout counter. Looks like he's going to pass. Yes, he's passing the clerk a few dollars. The clerk takes the handoff and spins around. It looks like he's placed the scratch tickets on the counter, and now Dave has them in his hand. It's the old Scratch-a-rooski. He scratches left. He scratches right. Oh, my! He's done it! Dave has scored a bundle of cash.
Play is good. Go play. Odds vary by game.
Subaru loves building vehicles for those who pack a lot into life. The 2023 Crosstrek is their way of saying more power to you. With 182 horsepower, you have a world of fun and adventure waiting for you. And the Crosstrek comes with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. Love is out there. Find it in a Crosstrek. 182 horsepower engine available on select models. DeTow Subaru, located at 2750 Jamie Lane in Lincoln, and online at DeTowSubaru.com.
The name on the mailbox may say Smith, Myers, Baumgartner, or Johnson, but when you choose to plant with Rob Seco, it includes your name too, making you a stockholder in a company that's invested in you. With the simplicity that makes us easy to do business with, relationships that bring more to the table, the technology, traits, and genetics that take on local conditions, and people with the know-how to use it. At Rob Seco, the only stockholder we listen to is you.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you incorporate value-added grains into your operation, you add more dollars and more value to every acre. When you add the MyCVA app, you see just how much more value with every digital scale ticket. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Whether you compete on the court, at the track, on the field, or in the fields, winning isn't just a goal. It's a mindset, shaped, honed, and defined throughout the season. That's why farmers pushing themselves to be the best plant DeKalb brand corn. Wherever you compete, winning has roots. Perform at your best with DeKalb. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hoegemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Huskers on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pre-game routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Husker Pride, powered locally.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy, from repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
Backed by popular demand, Hy-Vee drive-through flu shot clinics. Just follow the signs in your Hy-Vee parking lot to get your flu shot right from your car. It's easy, convenient, and no appointment or prescription is necessary. Drive-through flu shots are offered on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 3 to 7 p.m. Or get your flu shot inside your Hy-Vee pharmacy at any time with no appointment necessary. Plus, when you get your flu shot at Hy-Vee, you get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver. Some restrictions apply.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show. So sorry, Karen. We just did not get exactly what you said. If you want to text us, 402-413-2400, we will address it for you. There's the head coach, John Cook. The Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. And the official co-op of Husker Nation is Central Valley Ag. They invite you to participate in the volleyball radio show. Whether you text from the tractor or call from the combines, that's the head coach's favorite. Farmer feedback is always welcomed on the Husker Radio Network. Thank you to Central Valley Ag, and thank you to Jeremy in Minnesota. Great to have you, Jeremy. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, John. Coach, congrats on 800 wins. Amazing accomplishment. Two real quick questions, and I'll hang up and listen. First off, what's your favorite Pearl Jam song?
Nice.
And second, what would you say your two keys to building your culture at Nebraska have been that have attracted so many of these great players to come play for you? Thanks again, and go Big Red.
Whoa. Favorite Pearl Jam song?
The favorite Pearl Jam song, Lauren and I danced to it at her wedding. Black.
Nice.
Yeah, great song.
Andrew, get Black lined up. We're going to play it.
And two things we do to build a culture. One is, we have our themes. One theme that we go by, it's we over me. So you're a part of something really special here, Nebraska Volleyball. We talk about the tradition, the Olympians, the great players. You're part of something really special here. So the we over me part. And so I think that really resonates with a lot of these recruits, and then I think just the whole experience here. They get a great education here because we're a smaller campus. So trivia question is, there's only one Big Ten campus smaller than Nebraska. Who is it?
Geographically smaller?
No, student population-wise.
Northwestern.
And then we, I think, are the 5th largest city in the Big Ten.
Nice.
So I just think the town of Lincoln, the people, this is what we just had 3 recruits in this week, and everybody says, "Guy, they're so nice. People here are so nice." Yeah. And so anyway, I think that with the work ethic of the people in Nebraska, Nebraskans work hard, whether you're farmers, you work downtown. There's so many hardworking people here. That's part of the culture that I think they connect with is people care, they take care of each other. It's very hardworking. We're going to work hard to be the best we can be.
So this isn't just a Nebraska volleyball creation. You're kind of borrowing from the rural,
no question,
culture of the state.
Yep. And I think that's what we are here.
I'm seeing more and more teams, Coach, with the last names on the back of the jerseys. Is that consistent with we over me?
Totally.
Really? So you'd be okay with it? You'd be okay with putting the names on the back of the jersey?
No.
So you're not.
We as Nebraska's on. You play what's on the front of your jersey.
You never put Kubik on the back of.
No, because it's about what's on the front of your jersey.
Here's Charlie in Omaha. Charlie, great to have you. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Charlie.
Hello, John. How you doing?
Good.
John, I just want to First of all, John, I just want to say that you and Lauren bring a lot of knowledge, insight to the game, along with a lot of fun and a lot of color. I hope you continue.
Thank you.
Coach, got a quick question. These girls exert their bodies for 5 sets. after the ball game is over, John, how do they go through ice treatments or what?
Well, it depends on the night. If it's a Saturday night, we turn them loose. But after we played Friday night, we have an ice bath in our locker room. And so they ice bath, or some of them will use a product called Normatec, which is, it's like this, you get in this suit, and it puts pressure on your, it forces pressure on your muscles to help flush out the lactic acid that's built up. So those are the two key things that, an ice bath does something very similar, pumps blood into those muscles and gets the lactic acid out. So that's how we recover, and we have all that equipment and the ice bath, so it's great. And it's right there in the locker room, so it's very convenient. But after Saturday night, I mean, they're turning loose, so they probably have different forms of recovery that
probably can't talk about.
Right, like what we used to do in the old days.
Reading.
Yeah.
Coach, one other question. How is Ellie Batenhorst, and when do you expect her back?
Well, she's back. She's been back in practice, last couple practices last week, and then last two this week. And, she seems to be feeling good. The key is she can't have pain, because those things, they're like hamstrings. You may never get over it if you don't take care of it. So she's been doing well. This is the hardest day she's had. We put her in some really tough drills today to test her, and as far as I know, she did really well.
They jump in a bath of ice.
Yeah.
How long does it take for the intended recuperative effect?
Yeah, they go about 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
In a bath of ice?
It's not necessarily a bath of ice. I think it's about 48 degrees, somewhere around there. So
still a little nippy.
It's nippy, yeah. I mean, if you and I jumped in, we'd be breathing deeply.
And people complain when their shower is not real warm.
Yeah.
Bath of ice. Robert in Omaha, great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show. Hello, Robert.
Hello, Coach. Thank you. I'll get to I have a question about a suggested tactic. You as a receiving team, can you change position before or as the ball is being served? I was thinking that like once every 5-7 games at a critical point, as they come forward, let's say a underclass server is coming forward, as they get ready to come forward and serve, you change position. Just a suggestion. Thank you for the season.
Robert, we actually do that. We call it bro shift, or we'll just shift the whole passing formation. So we actually did it against Ohio State a couple times, and that's legal to do as long as we maintain our overlaps. So if one person shifts, everybody has to shift so we don't, get an overlap call. But we do that. We do practice it. We have a name for it, and our goal is to get Lexi Rodriguez passing as many balls as possible because nobody serves her. So we're trying to shift her to get her more attempts is usually the main goal. Or if somebody's struggling passing, we'll shift to get them out.
So the opponent is about to serve, and they're looking at the ball, and they're no longer looking at the position of the Huskers. And you guys, real sneaky, kind of shift real quickly, and suddenly Lexi, bing, is able to handle it.
Yeah. So
and that's called bro shift.
We call it bro shift.
But you can't say that because now everyone listening knows what's going on. So you got to have a new name.
Yeah.
I mean, the Husker football defense has got all sorts of new names.
Yeah.
Every week you change the signals?
Yeah. No.
No, you're going to save stuff the whole week.
No.
The whole season.
We just hope we're just trying to get her more reps basically, and they're pretty good at it. They've been doing it now. That group's been doing this second year. We've had the Maddie, Kenzie, Lexi, and now Lindsay's out there. A couple rotations.
A couple teams of late have actually been targeting Lexi with the serve. Are you thinking?
Only one team did. That was it Kentucky that came out and started serving her? Yeah.
And then I think we saw Ohio State at times. So maybe it was
no, that was because we were getting her over. They weren't trying to serve her.
You were bro shifting.
I think it was Kentucky, if I remember. It was Kentucky or Stanford. It was one of those matches. Actually came out and started serving her, and that's a tactic. Pittsburgh did it in the Final Four against us. And Lexi shanked the first two balls because they're just not used to it.
Yeah.
So We actually have a drill. In fact, it's a good reminder. We probably need to do it tomorrow. We call it Blast the Bro. So we're going to work on siding out, and we're going to serve Lexi every ball just to get her used to it. Because what happens is they're not used to getting served. And we tried this against Ohio State libero because she was, statistically, she was their worst passer. So we went after her, and I changed it up after that because she was just like, she was on the zone that night.
Remember PEIU at Colorado in 06 served Jordan all night.
Yeah.
And she was so flabbergasted, and they pulled the shocker.
Yeah, they pulled the shot. Yeah.
Does that one still sting?
Yeah. We had a couple that stung at Colorado. Tough place to win.
Remember, we got a text from Tracy in Omaha. Please explain this 8-second serving rule that happened, and Becca Alec got whistled for the infraction forced set versus Ohio State. 8-second rule.
Yeah, so once the referee blows the whistle, you have 8 seconds to serve the ball. Great. You just were telling me off the air here, you've never seen it called in all the years you've done it.
Never seen it.
Well, what happened was, as I went back and watched it, Becca never heard the whistle. I never heard the whistle. But the referee heard his own whistle and started, the counting. And it actually went probably longer than 8 seconds because I think he's like, okay, she's not going to serve it, so I'm going to have to nail her on this. Well, she's just back there. And finally I caught her attention and gave her the signal, but she's still kind of waiting for the whistle. And, that's when you play in a loud arena. But that referee should get eye contact with her and make sure, he blows it and does his hand signal.
And blowing a loud whistle is an art.
Yeah.
Don't be a ref if you don't have that super loud whistle.
Yeah. So that's just, a freak thing that she didn't hear it, and she wasn't a veteran enough to recognize, okay, I better hurry and serve this because the guy, I don't know if he's blown the whistle or not, but it seems like a lot of time's gone by here.
It was a big moment.
Yeah, it was a really big moment.
Late in the fourth set. Nebraska 811 says, go dig red. Before you dig, always call or click 811 to have your utility lines marked. It's free. It's easy. It is the law. And buckle up. Put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office, 402-413-2400. More Nebraska Volleyball show after you hear this.
I'm University of Nebraska-Lincoln student Hannah Pham with Campus News. Nebraska has taken over leadership from Princeton University in coordinating the U.S. physics community at the Large Hadron Collider in Switzerland. For its role, Nebraska has been awarded over $50 million in National Science Foundation grants. This cutting-edge work at the world's largest particle accelerator helps physicists uncover the origins and makeup of the universe.
Every single day, Central Valley Ag works with our farmers to feed the globe. When you incorporate value-added grains into your operation, you add more dollars and more value to every acre. When you add the MyCVA app, you see just how much more value with every digital scale ticket. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Learn how you can get up to a $5,000 signing bonus with a value-added grain contract at cvacoop.com. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
Find your next truck at Woodhouse Buick GMC. No matter where you're heading or what tasks need tackling, there's a premium and capable GMC truck that's perfect for you. Make a statement on the job site, out on the town, or wherever life leads you in the powerful and distinctive Sierra 1500, or elevate your driving experience in the adventurous and innovative Canyon. Explore our inventory online at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com or visit our indoor showroom today. Woodhouse Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Farmers can make what seems impossible reality with a little hard work and ingenuity. They find solutions to reduce inputs and improve their yield. Valley Irrigation is no different. As the leader in irrigation technology, we deliver results and optimize your operation. Because when you have a vision for the future, you need the people that can make it possible by your side. Expect what's next. Expect what's possible from Valley. Visit us at valleyirrigation.com.
Gets hit as he throws, pass headed down the end zone. Buford goes up and makes the interception at the 1 yard line. Marquise Buford's second pick of the game, and it was created by some pressure on the quarterback Van Treese.
Tomorrow, we will have our Go Currency practice report from 6 to 7 p.m., followed by Wilhelm Breidenbach and the Big Ten Blitz from 7 to 8 p.m. Tune in to your local affiliate or at Huskers.com or by using the Huskers mobile app. Go Big Red.
Here's to the locals, raised right here in the Western Corn Belt. The strong ones. We help them grow stronger, making world-class genetics research and technology local. The cutting-edge yet common-sense agronomy, the shake-em-up yields. Because we're born and raised here too, and we'll keep raising the bar to ensure you only get the best at Hogemeyer. Raised local, raised right here. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
At Sid Dillon Chevrolet, we help you find vehicles designed with purpose and function, prioritizing safety, technology, and the dependability you need. Visit our Chevy locations in Blair, Crete, Fremont, or Wahoo to shop in-stock and inbound inventory, or to order your new vehicle. And as your Chevrolet Business Elite dealer, we offer commercial vehicles, including medium-duty trucks and low-cab forwards. Visit SidDillonChevy.com.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
Chevy, find new roads.
I'm so glad we called SOS. Our AC is the coldest.
I'm always the coldest.
SOS to the rescue.
Hey, this is Dakota Scrawford, wide receiver from Louisiana, now playing in Lincoln. When your AC isn't the coldest, you call SOS Heating and Cooling. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition guaranteed. Take it from the coldest. We will keep you cool this summer.
When you're prepared for life, you get more out of life. When you're prepared, you spend less time worrying and more time doing the things you love. How prepared are you? When you're ready to find out, Emeritus is ready to help. First, we get to know you. Then we make a plan together, one that lets you enjoy today and prepare for tomorrow. That's what we call fulfilling life. Emeritus, insurance, employee benefits, financial services.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. The Toyota hybrid lineup brings efficiency with power, savings with style, and top-notch tech to keep you connected. Not to mention plush premium interiors and the most advanced Toyota safety features. So, now you know who you're talking to. Toyota, the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Toyota, the brand with a hybrid or electric vehicle for every driver. Toyota, the brand that helps save you money at the pump. Now, let me ask you a question, dear gas prices. You really think you can stand in the way of the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years? Think again. Toyota Hybrids. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Based on manufacturer estimates, CY 2000 through 2021 sales.
Celebrating 50 years in the commercial real estate development industry in Omaha and nationwide, Noddle Companies is proud to continue its tradition of supporting Husker athletics. Check out what's new in Omaha, which includes revolving recreation and the food hall at Zone 6 in Exarban Village. Another exciting project coming soon are the Blackstone Urban Row townhomes. Noddle Companies, creating long-term value through community development. For more information, visit noddlecompanies.com. Go Big Red.
Welcome back to your Nebraska Volleyball Show with the head coach, John Cook. My name's John Baylor. The Big Red on the road. 7 of the next 9 matches, in fact, on the road as the Big Red faces Rutgers, 6 o'clock local time, Central Time, Friday night. We'll have it for you on the HRN. And then Sunday matinee, 12 noon at Maryland. And then following week, Michigan State and Michigan, again, both on the road. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com. Member FDIC. Carla from Grand Island. She says, Jalen Reyes, your terrific #1 assistant, is careful not to be on the court, but Carla thought the Ohio State assistant coach had both feet on the court. Isn't that a violation? What's the rule on coaches getting on the court?
They're not supposed to be, and she's correct.
And what's the infraction? You get warned? Point taken?
I don't know. I don't know if there is an infraction.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the refs would have to do something. You know, we have complained in the past. Some teams, I won't mention names, their players are like, if there's a big point, their players will actually run, from the back there, they'll run onto the court. And I've sent video into the head of the officials to say, wait a second, these guys aren't in the match. They should not be on the court.
I mean, after the point.
Right,
is over.
they're not supposed to run out there. But,
Yep.
It's just one of those things that they don't call it, they're going to do it.
Here's Bob in Lincoln. Hi, Bob. Greetings. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hi, John. Coach, thank you very much. Kind of a serious question, Coach. Are you doing anything to help Kennedy Orr with psyche? Remind me of Steve Stack when he had the yips of baseball.
Yeah, we call it train hard, and but no, I'm not doing anything specific for that. It's just she's, working through that. She's put a lot of pressure on herself, and she wants to be great. And we're just trying to get her to relax and play and trust her training. And she had a bad injury 2 years ago, and that she's still trying to figure out how to trust her body. And that's so we're making progress every day. And the only way I know how to do it is just create great fundamentals and train her really hard, and so she doesn't have to think about it.
Thanks, Bob. Serving errors. How can the Huskers kind of ignore the serving errors that the opponents of late have had and just get the appropriate number of serves in and really cut down on their errors? And it just seems like when the opponent is coughing up errors, suddenly Nebraska starts doing the same thing.
Well, we think we start with errors and that causes the opponents to make a lot of errors. So I don't know. We're trying to do everything we can to fix it on our side of the net, and we have, it's like basketball. If somebody goes out and hits a three, and they hit a three, all of a sudden everybody gets hot. Somebody goes out and misses, and all of a sudden, nobody can shoot. So it's one of those things that's contagious. Somebody starts missing, and we've been missing early, and it becomes contagious. So one of our players actually made the comment, like, I used to love serving behind, it would go Nicklin, Kenzie Knuckles, Lexi. So those are three great servers who serve in a lot. And so I can't remember, and then we had Akana. Mm-hmm. And so it might have been Maddie that said that. So Maddie was fifth in the serving order. She goes, I never felt pressure because those guys were all crushing it and getting it in, so I could just go back and tee off. Well, now Nicklin hasn't been serving, so we've got Kennedy who's serving, and she's been high air. And then you've got Kenzie Knuckles feeds off of that and goes high air.
Back on.
And then that forces. Then Lexi all of a sudden starts pressing. She's high air, and we get to Becca like, okay, is it going to be in or out? And then if she misses, that just starts the chain all over again.
Here's Michael in Texas. Hi, Michael. You're on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Hey, Coach. Hey, John. Thanks for having me. My question is that, as I understand there was a volleyball, a libero cannot attack the ball. So why would a team play with a libero? Why would you not have three players in the back row like Kenzie Knuckles who can attack out of the back row?
I'm not sure I followed that.
The libero cannot jump off the floor and attack from above the net, but they can attack feet on the floor.
Right.
And he's saying, why not have three attackers back there so you got three weapons?
Yeah, because we'd rather set the front row attackers one, and those liberos are pretty exceptional at what they do defensively and passing, and so you just really need one attacker out of the back row at times. But we're in a 6-2 offense, so we have three hitters up there all the time. Typically, you run your back row attackers when the setter's up there and you only have two hitters, so you get a third hitter coming out of the back row. And that's what most teams do, and some teams use more back row attackers, but you still look at it as you got three attackers, even though they're coming out of the back row.
And the Barrows get to stay for 5.5 rotations in back. Everyone else is rotating. They just kind of hang out in the back, and they can dictate. Does Lexi Rodriguez always give you a chance?
Always. I mean, yeah, we've learned those lessons. But, here's another trivia question tonight is, what team won the last college volleyball match before liberos came in to start playing?
It was in Richmond, Virginia.
Was that it? Well, that was old side out scoring.
Yeah, that was the 2000 national championship, Nebraska.
Yeah, and that was 2001 we started with liberos?
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was 2002, but I'm pretty
2001
sure.
or 2002, yeah. So we were I think we were so we lost in the semis in 01. So we played in that preseason week early match in 2002, I think, and we were the first team to actually play with a libero.
Oh.
Now the question is, who was that libero?
In 02 you're talking about now.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Lindsay Wishmar.
Lindsay Wishmar, who she played DS before that, and then her freshman year she set.
402, 413, 2400, more Nebraska Volleyball Show after you hear this.
Husker fans, join us in celebrating excellence in women's athletics. Meet student athletes and alumni from every Nebraska women's program and commemorate the 50th anniversary of Title IX at the More is Possible Rally on Saturday, October 8th at Bolin Stadium. This event will begin at 10:30 a.m. and is free for all ages. Register today at huskers.com/Title IX.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
To win the game, you got to have more strength. You got to be tougher. You got to be reliable. You got to want it more than the other guy. And you need a great team you can count on, backing you up the whole time. Whether it's in the field with your Massey Ferguson or on the field with the Huskers, red is the color of getting it done quicker, smarter, and efficiently. So this season, make sure you're checking out the lineup that'll get more done where and when it counts. From your Nebraska Massey Ferguson dealers.
Husker fans, in honor of the 50th anniversary of Title IX, we are taking a look back at some of the female Husker trailblazers who proved that more is possible. Today we honor Louise Pound, truly a pioneer both as a gifted athlete and accomplished scholar. Louise Pound is the only female in the history of Nebraska athletics to earn a men's varsity lettering in men's tennis in 1894. That coming after winning the UNL Tennis Championship in back-to-back years, defeating all of her competition, including men. And by 1897, she was the top amateur player in the country, excelling not only on the tennis court, but also on the golf course, taking home the first women's state golf championship, and winning the Lincoln Country Club title every year from 1906 to 1927, minus the 1 year she did not enter. Pound was responsible for organizing and managing Nebraska's first women's basketball team. She also helped establish the Nebraska Spirit Squad. And outside of sports, for 5 decades, Pound served as an English professor at UNL. 50 years of Title IX, and 80 years prior to that, Louise Pound began laying a foundation for more to become possible. This Title IX Spotlight is proudly brought to you by Bank of the West. Women-owned businesses are vital to a thriving culture of entrepreneurship, innovation, and responsible contribution to community and the planet. Bank of the West is proud to provide resources, training, and solutions to help you achieve your goals. Learn more at bankofthewest.com. Member FDIC.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we designed the Ford trucks of the future for everyone. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling trucks for 45 years straight. Made for performance and capability on and off-road. Because the trucks of the future aren't designed for a few. They're built for America. Ford F-Series. Drive one today. Based on 1977 to 2021 calendar year total sales.
Friday night, the resurgent Scarlet Knights of Rutgers, 6 p.m. local time, are hosting your Huskers. Rutgers trying to make it 2 in a row in the Big Ten. They're going to bust piñatas for a week if they can pull off another Big Ten upset. I'm not sure any Scarlet Knight will go to school the following week.
Easy, big fellas. I mean, Rutgers won how many matches last year? And they won like 5 or 6 matches.
And they're down to only 3 foreigners, and one of them's a Canadian. So they're totally changing their philosophy.
Yeah, they got a good coach. He does a nice job. They'll play hard. I mean, we had a tight match with them there last year.
Good point.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Sports Nightly Hotline is brought to you by Woodhouse, where you can shop your way from one of the at one of the 16 convenient locations or online at woodhouse.com anytime. With 18 brands and a huge selection of pre-owned, you can always find what you're looking for with Woodhouse. Here is Ryan in Stromsburg, Nebraska. Ryan, great to have you on the Nebraska Volleyball Show.
Yeah, thank you. Got a question regarding the challenge at 8 when we were up 8-7. Did it actually hit our finger, and did the ref get that wrong, and how did that impact the 5th set?
Great question. Stromberg's, are you on a combine?
I had to send him off. He's probably you're in Stromsburg at this hour. He's got
to be on a combine. I love it. It's very interesting looking at the TV replay because it looks like it could have touched a finger, but I don't know if he looked at that. He had, they have several cameras, and the girls said they didn't touch it. So, I mean, they were right away, Coach, we didn't touch it.
Big matches are being decided by pixels.
Both all the coaches in the end, were saying, they go, she's way over. I mean, Jalen usually is, right all the time, and he goes, let's get ready. We're gonna serve again. So they were pretty confident, but sometimes those cameras, it looks one way, and even on balls that are in or out on the line, you see it and like, oh, for sure that's in. Then you look at it, it's out on camera, or vice versa. So sometimes those cameras can be deceiving what it really shows.
The pixels give and the pixels take.
That's right.
All I know is every match, Lauren says, boy, I wish I could have played with replay. There are some Coliseum matches when I'm confident the opposing coaches wish they could have played with replay.
Yeah. Well, there's several places on the road that I wish we had. I tell you what, we'd have a hell of a lot better. I'd have had 800 wins about 25 wins ago, 25 matches if we'd have had replay. At Texas, Penn State, some of those places.
I just carry around green cards with me all day. Can I see that one again? Can we do a do-over? All right, Coach. Split matches. We got about 1 minute. You okay with going Friday, Sunday?
We have to. I mean, Maryland has a 3:30 football game, I think, on Saturdays, so they just can't. This is the problem with playing in the fall. You got these football games, and you got to move it to Sunday.
You going to take the team to the Statue of Liberty?
No.
How about the Washington D.C. and see all the buildings?
Hotel, baby. That's our world.
When you're talking Nebraska culture, it's volleyball culture. We're not here to sample.
That's right.
The U.S. government. All right, Coach. First weekend, tied for first place at the top of the Big Ten. Lots of upsets. And Nickelhames, real quick, how's she doing?
She's still not back in practice, so we can't count on her. And the Big Ten's going to be wild, so buckle up. Listen to the B107 when we're on the road. I don't know if these matches are televised, but these are all going to be really tough matches, exciting.
You sound like the NDOT, Nebraska Department of Transportation. Buckle up. Thanks,
Buckle
Coach.
Up.
That's your Nebraska Volleyball Show. Good night, Nebraska.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There is no place like Nebraska, and there is no place that treats you like your home like Sapp Brothers. For over 50 years, Sapp Brothers has fueled America's heartland and has been a reliable partner to local farms, businesses, and Huskers fans across Nebraska, providing the highest quality fuel, lubricants, and propane, servicing your farming equipment, and welcoming guests into our travel centers. Visit www.sappbros.net. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics.
Hey, Husker fans, it's time to gear up for the season, so let's do it right with fan gear like hats, hoodies, accessories, and more. Shields has everything you need to show your Nebraska pride. Visit our fan shop online or in-store for the biggest and best brands in the game. You'll find the right gear to level up your team spirit with all the essentials for game day. Shields, proud partner of Husker Athletics and volleyball fans everywhere.
Triple B Feed has the products to help your cows thrive. Whether it's weekly delivery of consumption-controlled Lumix liquid minerals with protein or Redmond natural mineral salt for livestock or humans, Triple B has you covered. Let Brian and Brad Blahorn take some of the stress out of your beef production this year. For more information and other products, visit triplebfeed.com. Triple B Feed, helping you and your cattle.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm Student Government President Jake Drake with Campus News. A record 54 Husker students earned the Benjamin A. Gilman International Scholarship in the 2021-2022 academic year. This nationally competitive scholarship provides funding for study and internship abroad opportunities for high-achieving students who might not otherwise be able to afford them. Recipients include students from Crete, Norfolk, North Platte, Raymond, Omaha,